NFL Week 15, Aaron Rodgers returns, Patriots and Steelers collide, Chargers stumble against Chiefs. The most eagerly anticipated return in a season full of devastating injuries to big stars happens early Sunday, when Aaron Rodgers returns to the Green Bay Packers 9 weeks after the collarbone in his right, throwing shoulder was broken. 8.5 weeks ago, metal plates and screws were used to stabilize the bone. While Rodgers will not divulge the extent of the healing in the bone, it is significant enough to allow him to be medically cleared to try to lead the 7-6 Packers to another run-the-table finish and a playoff berth with the odds stacked against them. The first stop, against Carolina's 5th-ranked defense overall, will be a challenge, but Rodgers promises he won't change his style of play. The chances of getting into the postseason may be slim, but there's reason to believe because, as Rodgers himself said, we've done it before. Specifically, with 2016's run-the-table streak and in 2013 when he broke his left collarbone. That time, he did not have surgery and returned to lead the Packers to a playoff berth in the regular season finale. That time, on December 29, 2013, after a 7-game absence, Rodgers completed 25 of 39 passes for 318 yards with 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions and 3 sacks. He used frequent quick releases and tried to stay in the pocket, scrambling only once for 5 yards on the game-winning drive against the Bears. He also made sure to hit the turf before taking any big hits. His 2 interceptions came in the first half and were just his 5th and 6th of the season. As for this week's game, Rodgers said that, because a Week 15 return was the target for his recovery all along, he started studying the Panthers a week early. Unfortunately, the Panthers were preparing for Rodgers, and not Brett Hundley, all along. However, this works out for him. Rodgers, who is expected to be given the NFL's largest contract extension in the offseason, insists he is not coming back to save this team. "I'm coming back to play quarterback the way I know how to play it. Hopefully, we all raise the level of our play collectively and find a way to win these 3 games. And all eyes will be on that first hit." Former Packers player Charles Woodson had a suggestion for Rodgers after dealing with a similar injury himself. "I was at home and I was sitting around, and I was like, I've got to test it out, to see if I can feel anything," Woodson told ESPN Wisconsin's Wild and Tausch show. "I would kind of purposely fall off the side of my bed, onto my shoulder and my elbow, just to see if I could feel anything move. So I did that like 10 or 12 times. I might jump onto the bed and see how it felt. I'd get on the ground and roll around. I just wanted to know, is it going to feel right? Is it healed or is it not?" For Rodgers, the answer is that his collarbone is not healed. That would require 12 weeks. However, everyone involved in the decision believe it has healed significantly enough to warrant a return. The Los Angeles Chargers kind of fell apart, Philip Rivers admitted after the team's 30-13 loss Saturday night in Kansas City delivered a big blow to their hopes of winning the AFC West. Rivers was intercepted 3 times and the Chargers had turnovers on 4 consecutive possessions after taking a 13-10 lead in the third quarter. "We kind of fell apart in a sense, I guess," Rivers said. "We've just got to execute. Again, just what we talked about during the last 4 games, not turning the ball over and getting takeaways, We were the opposite of that today. We turned the ball over too many times in this environment. In Saturday's other game, the Detroit Lions moved to 8-6 with an NFC North victory over the Chicago Bears. Matthew Stafford threw 2 touchdown passes in the 2010 victory that kept the Lions a half game out of the NFC's final wild-card spot. The biggest game, Sunday's main event, goes off at 4:25 p.m. EST, when the 10-3 New England Patriots play the 11-2 Steelers in a game with important AFC playoff seeding implications. The Patriots, who looked awful in a loss Monday night in Miami, will have Rob Gronkowski back from his one-game suspension. The Steelers' defense will still be adjusting to the loss of Ryan Shazier, who suffered a spinal injury December. NFL playoff scenarios for Week 15. In a 4:05 p.m. EST game, the 9-4 Los Angeles Rams and 8-5 Seattle Seahawks will be looking to take control of the NFC West when they meet in CenturyLink Field. Earlier this season, the Seahawks won 16-10. Seattle is coming off a 30-24 loss to the Jaguars in Jacksonville, while the Rams came up short in a 43-34 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Rams' defense stumbled, giving up 455 total yards.